Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. It's when I first saw, that you were open for interviews, the first thing that popped in my head is Heart of Dixie. I
Oh,
love that show.
thank you so much.
It's fantastic, and you've come a long way.
Thank you. I know. I was just doing the math the other day and I was like, we have been done with that show for like 8 years now.
And
But
I'm
it feels
sad.
like yesterday. I know. Me too. You and me both. I wish we could have followed Rose to college or
Yes, exactly.
yeah, see what she's doing now.
Right.
Well,
I
she's
know
doing
personally.
slasher films now is what she's doing.
uh, she's gotten tough. Um, Tell me about Eden. She is a final girl we can all like.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
love that she is so tough, but so kind.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a bit of a badass, but she, in a way, puts other people first, and really has that like moral compass that just makes her very selfless. Even when it's her life or death situation, she still will put another person first. And I think that's what made me like her so much. Is she is just bold and daring and is not afraid to put herself in trouble for the greater good, you
Right,
know?
right. What's it like to play a final girl?
It's amazing. I love it. I find something just so cathartic about screaming and crying and fighting and running in the dark at night and sweat. Like I love it. I know a lot of people that sounds like literal their worst nightmare. But that's my favorite thing in the whole world. So I love it, and I love the bloodier the better, the dirtier the better. Like it is so fun to just kind of like release through this character and get to just kind of go.
Right, right. And I mean, she carries the weight in this movie because she has to babysit, her friend.
Hmm.
So I mean, she's babysitting,
Yeah, we've all
and
been
it's
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you mentioned, like the fight and all. It is a physical role. Did you do most of your stunts?
I did a lot of it. There were some that I wasn't allowed to. Ugh, lame. But like the bigger ones,
Right.
that need the harness, we had a stunt double for that. But the majority of the other little ones I did get to do. And there were a couple of times where I'd watch my stunt double a few times and then go, I think I can do this. I don't need a pad. I think I can do it. I can just follow my arm. I got it, guys. So I was very determined to do my own stunts, which they finally gave up on telling me no. And were like, oh, fine, 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 do it. Which was fun. But this was honestly one of the most physically taxing movies I think I've ever done. Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty
And I
wordy.
didn't yeah, I didn't realize until like week one. I'm like, why am I sore? All I did was push an armoire and then put all my strength up against a door and then fight like back. It's even the little things like that that you don't realize, oh, that was a lot of work.
Right, right. Well, you know, what would you do if you were really in the position that she's in? Would you have given them what they wanted?
Yes, I would have left immediately. McKaley is a chicken and doesn't like confrontation. And when it gets time to fight or flight, she flights. She flights so hard, and that's not Eden. So God bless Eden. We love people like Eden. That's just not me. No, reading this, even just reading the script, I was like, oh my God, what is she doing? What is she doing? Why is she doing that? Stop! Because in my McKaley brain, I would just be like, okay, I'll figure it out later. I'll give you what you need now. I'll go talk my way through this later. I would have found another way, but that would have been a boring movie.
Yeah, yeah, it would. It really would have.
Yeah.
And like I said, I loved it. It has everything that horror people love. It's got blood, it's got fight, and it's got twists and turns, and
Yeah.
it's just It's a really fantastic movie.
Thank you
And
so
I can't wait for our readers to check it out. But if you had to give some advice to a young actress,
much.
you give her?
I would say it's never too late to start. And as cliche as it sounds, don't take no for an answer, because you're going to hear a lot of no's before you get one yes. But that one yes will make it all worth it.
That's good advice. Do you already have your next project planned, or?
I do, but it's not always like that, you know. Sometimes, especially during COVID times, it's been, you know, productions get shut down, things happen, and so I do feel very lucky that I do have my next job set up. Very, very lucky by that. But yeah, that's another thing to young actors: don't get discouraged, because it you know, there
Right.
it's that's normal. That's so normal. But yes, I do have my next job.
Can you tell us what it is?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and do another episode of 911 Lone Star.
Oh, that I
Um,
love that show.
it's fun. It's really fun. I love the storyline gag that they have with me. I think it's so funny. So I love going back. And then there's potential to do another psychological thriller in May. So that hasn't been announced yet, but
Uh,
that's the potential. I got bit by the bug with this one, and I was like, oh, I want to keep doing them.
so you're a horror fan now?
I am. I've always been a horror fan, but I think after doing Ma, it really solidified that I love this genre. Doing it, I've always loved watching it, but doing it is like a whole nother just fun feeling. But I like that I'm able to kind of mess around and do all kinds of things. I just finished a comedy that'll probably be out later this year or early next year called Rock Bottom. So it's nice that I get to play in these different worlds and keep doing all kinds of different things.
Right. And so being a horror fan, you have to tell me what's your favorite scary movie.
Favorite scary movie is Hereditary, but also my favorite top 5 favorite movies ever, which I'm just now learning is classified as a scary movie, is Coraline,
Oh yeah.
the claymation movie.
You're right. It's creepy.
It's creepy, and it's been my top 5 favorite movie since I was 12 years old when it came out. And I didn't realize until rewatching it as an adult recently that I was like, oh, this movie is really scary. It used to be my comfort movie. Every time I'd get on a plane, I would watch Coraline because it was my comfort movie. So I've seen it 100 times. What does that tell you about me? Tells you everything you need to know about me.
And there's no shame in it. I've got several movies that I've seen God knows how many times.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, I gotcha. So tell me about the difference between playing a character like you play in Ma versus this one. Versus
Yeah.
E.
Totally. So the difference between, you know, something like Ma, which is more of like a comedy horror, Eden and You're Killing Me is more of like a thriller, like almost a bit of a slasher thriller. So, you know, the differences are more like in Ma, like I really tried to find the funny with Haley, and I tried to, any line that I could make funny, I would. Um, and so that one's more, a little more lighthearted, a little more like you can laugh, you can giggle. And this, You're Killing Me, there are some funny moments, but this is pretty much a thriller from the get-go, and it's more having you on the edge of your seat watching and like, what are you doing? Don't go in there. Oh no, stop, you know, like I don't want to watch. So it is a different approach for each character, and it's, I mean, they're both very different movies, even though technically you could both say they're horror. They're both very different
Right.
genres in my eyes.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
If you could play a role in a horror remake of any film,
Oh.
what would you pick?
Oh, that is so hard. Either like the iconic, like, you know, Drew Barrymore in Scream, or would you consider Girl Interrupted a thriller? It's more of a drama,
Yeah,
huh?
Just, well, I mean, it's kind of a drama thriller.
Yeah, drama thriller. It's a little out there. Yeah, a remake of that would be awesome. That'd be
What
awesome.
about a live action Coraline?
Oh, I would die. I would. Yeah, no, I would. Yes, yes. Live action Coraline. I want them to wait to make the live action Coraline for like 10 years, then I can play the mother. That's my dream role right there. Yep. Turn me into a spider. Yes.
That would be awesome. I wonder how why they haven't thought about that yet.
No, wait a minute. Maybe we should make it. Let's
There
get
you
the
go.
right.
That's it. That's it right there.
Love that.
What if you had to, and you had to make a choice between giving up a phone or giving up a friend, but the
Oh.
friend is very shitty.
Oh. The friend. If the friend was a good friend, this would be a harder decision. But a shitty friend versus a phone, I think I'd give up the friend. But I'm also, I don't know if that's a Taurus thing. I have a habit of yeah, the second people are shitty to me, I drop them. So
Hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Self-preservation.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no need to give energy where energy isn't reciprocated, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much, for talking with me, and I can't wait to see what you do next. And you know, just you're also Eden was an awesome character, so you've got my respect.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for loving Heart of Dixie.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank
You
you.
have a great day.
That
Okay.
feels like my childhood home. You know, every time someone mentions it, I'm like, oh, home.
It was a great series. I hate it
Yeah.
ended.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.